That's not a knife. That's a knife. Welcome back, everybody. Faithful EDC here with you today. Today we've got the Kaiser Mini Momo. Let's check this label here and we'll get into what's in the box. We got the Mini Momo 3.2 inch. Model number is KI3663A2. Vladimir Lagachev. Sorry, I'm probably butchering that name. We have a S35 VM blade, titanium and camo carbon handle with a liner lock. Inside the box here, knife does come inside the nice soft pouch. We do have a full set of replacement hardware. You got your microfiber, your sticker, and your informational packet. Straightforward, to the point. You get the knife, no extra frills or anything like that, but nice, secure packaging. Now let's check out this knife here. Got the Kaiser Mini Momo in 80s camo carbon. So this is the first Mini Momo or Momo that I've ever checked out. And I've been worried with it being front flipper only that I wouldn't enjoy this knife. But I did find out that you can reverse flick this thing with just your finger on the blade. We'll get to that here in a second. I do have Halloween Town from Atwood Rope Manufacturing. This looks to be a limited edition cord, so if you are interested, use that link in the description inside the Beacons link for Atwood Rope Manufacturing. You can get yourself 10% off your purchase. We do have a titanium backspacer with a lanyard hole. We do have 80s camo carbon on the overlays there, a titanium bolster with a believed to be stainless steel liners here. We do have a titanium milled pocket clip, which works quite well. It is a little bit long, or looks to be a little bit long. I believe that just because it's got quite the bit of slant here. The pocket clip itself doesn't feel long once the knife is in the pocket, but it does look a little long. Maybe it's just because this is a smaller knife. But either way, it works great. Easy in and out of the pocket. We do have T8 hardware on both sides for the camo carbon, and we have a T8 hardware for the captured pivot there. Let's get this thing open. Check the blade out. Front roll. Nice jimping on the front roll, but it becomes non-existent whenever it is open. So that is a bummer. Really would like to see a little bit of jimping here, especially for what they claim this knife to be. This is a EDC, high-end EDC chef's knife. So definitely would be good for your, cooking, chopping, whatever you got to do. Also could use for EDC knife as well, but they claim it to be a high-end EDC chef's knife. So maybe a little bit more jimping would have been nice, especially if you're going to be chopping or, either way, chopping this way or, cutting through anything. This jimping here just kind of just disappears inside the scale. We do have a mirror polished DLC blade, high flat grind of S35VN. Blade steel, really love that blade steel. Super sharp. This one here is brand new, never been cut, never been carried, and it is available on my Whatnot auctions. So wanted to get a review of this before it sold. It is a liner lock. Really like that it's a liner lock there, because if it wasn't a liner lock, I'm sure I would have problems opening it. Y'all know I struggle with the frame locks. Here we go on the reverse flick. All you got to do is just pat your finger off to the side and it just flicks right out. Yes, you get your fingerprints all over the blade, all over that mirror polished DLC, but it does allow for a reverse flick and works quite well. I believe this to be running on bearings, but almost can't really tell just by looking at it. Looking through the thing. Yeah, I see the bearings now. Now I can. So this does run on bearings. It is a super smooth action, very drop shut, like takes absolutely nothing to shut this thing. Once you get over that pivot there and just rotate that blade up, and it just will walk itself down So really, really nice knife. Definitely enjoyed the feel of this thing, but with it being front flipper only, I just had to pass it up. So that is why it is currently available on the Whatnot auctions. So if you are interested, head on over to my Whatnot and check it out there. Maybe even give it a purchase. Of course, if you do buy any knives from me, every knife purchase does come free with a lanyard. If that color doesn't suit you, then let me know. We'll swap it out. We'll pick something else for you. Let's get you guys some sizes on this thing, and especially put it up against our standard, which is the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. There you go. As far as size comparison, does look like that front flipper sticks out farther than the handle, so you're roughly an inch shy of the Sharpie. You are looking like you're about a ½ inch shy from the Paramilitary 2 when closed. And I could keep this thing and run it with, you know, reverse flicking, but there are many other knives out there, and I will definitely find me another one. So with open here, we are exactly the same size as a number 2 pencil, and it looks like you're about an inch shy of the Paramilitary 2 when fully open. Let's get the handy dandy and trusty Milwaukee tape measure out here and get you guys a size. You're at 4 3/16 of an inch closed. Cutting edge is 3 1/4, and blade length is 3 1/4, and tip to toe on this guy is looking like 7 3/8 of an inch. So definitely a little bit on the small side. That's why it's called the mini. I would say the full-size Momo would be the way to go for me if I were to get one. This one here is definitely very, very nice. It's over that 7-inch mark, which makes it an acceptable size for me. I could probably run this and be just fine, but like I mentioned, there are plenty other knives out there that I will find and love. Get you guys a weight in grams here is 92 grams and 3.24 ounces. So definitely on the lighter end. So chef's knife, 3.2 ounces. Got that 80s camo carbon titanium DLC, which is very, very, very scratch resistant, wear resistant. So definitely a good plus on this thing. If you are interested, like I mentioned, I have this one with this exact pattern for sale. Let's go ahead and show you guys the glow here with this thing. Let's turn this overhead light off here real quick. And there is your glow. Looks awesome. I really love the sides, how they glow so well. Just all those layers. And then there's your back there. So that's what it looks like underneath the UV lights. But like I said, I have this one available if you're interested. If not, I will link Kaiser's website down in the description below. I still believe they do have this version in stock. So $209 is what these guys run. So give them a check out. And like I mentioned, if you are interested, give me a shout. Be more than happy to work up a deal with y'all. But that's what I got for y'all today. Thank you very much for checking this video out. Appreciate each and every one of you. Best of luck on the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Very, very excited about Saturday. And as always, take care and God bless.